What's going on, my good people? I know it's been a minute since I did a regular YouTube live, and so we fitting to do that right now. We're going to talk about the age of Aquarius and how it really starts now. So, for over a year now, people have been talking about the age of Aquarius, and I had been telling my Patreon group that the age of Aquarius didn't really start until the North Node and the South Node change into Aquarius in Leo axis. And that, yes, Pluto going into Aquarius was a defining moment for our collective, but now we're getting to the portion where we're going to start to feel and see the results of the age of Aquarius. So to start with, Aquarius has a lot of factors that, believe it or not, although it's supposed to be for humanity's sake, what's good entertain me, although it's supposed to be for humanity's sake, you also get some authoritarianism that falls under Aquarius as well. So as you saw from the time when Pluto stepped into Aquarius, what we have been having is a lot of authoritarianism. But now, as it shifts, as the North Node axis goes from Pisces and Virgo, and it goes into Aquarius and Leo, now we're going to see the shift in power. Now we're going to see the pendulum swing back, right? To find a new center and to bring in lasting change. But first, we're gonna go through some chaos. Okay, so I got some incense going. I got, for those of my Patreoners, I got our ongoing ritual going. And the first thing I really want to do is I want to look at this Astro Star Codes deck, okay? And I want to see what's the energy surrounding us right now. Hi, unknown Smurf baby. I want to see what's the beginning of, what are we feeling around us now, okay? Hey, June. Let's take a look. Spirit, can you show me, please, the energy as we enter this axis shift from Pisces North Node to Aquarius North Node? What can the collective expect? What will we be experiencing, Spirit? Can you show me, please? And the first card we have is Cancer Immerse, okay? And we are in the last days of Cancer. I feel like Juno partnership. I feel like we are examining, you know, who we are sharing our space with, how we're navigating that, and what type of people are around us. Grand Rising April. Okay, we're definitely examining our partnerships. Are they serving us? Good morning, Jennifer. Okay, yeah. And then Sagittarius Expand came out in reverse, right? So we're looking at the relationships that are stagnating us. We're looking at where we are not seeing, oh, thank you. I know I haven't been on in a while, right? We're looking at where we're not seeing movement, stagnation, relationships that have maybe outlived their lifespan or their usefulness. What else, Spirit? We also have Chiron heal. And in this time, Chiron has ended its cycle in Aries and has now gone into Taurus. And it's there for the summer, and then it's going to go retrograde, go back into Aries, and then it'll finally take root in Taurus for another 7 years. So we're getting a taste of what it is to process some of those emotions that we haven't wanted to maybe examine. And by Chiron going into Taurus, we're healing what we value. And maybe what, like I said, what relationships have stagnated us? Where have we stunted our growth at? Progressions, journey, Capricorn, achieve, and debilitated discomfort, right? So I feel like this, you know, we're starting to see the direction of what hasn't worked. I feel like that comes first before you can dissect what will work, right? So it's like we're examining something so that we can achieve new heights, right? But debilitated, because this is all new accesses, because in our lifetime we have not experienced the Pluto in Aquarius under this particular sky. There are new lessons for us to learn, and that's what we are experiencing right now. We're going to take a look at what is manifesting around us in this next 18-month cycle of Age of Aquarius, beginning with the Aries, with the Aquarius North Node in with the North Node in Aquarius for the first time with Pluto in all of our lifetime, okay? So we're going to take a look at what this means for us collectively, what will be manifesting around us knowingly or unknowingly. Spirit, can you show me, please? What is manifesting around us knowingly or unknowingly, please, for this Age of Aquarius? This begins on July 26, 2026, so just days away, within a week, and we should start pondering what it is that we are trying to reclaim, what we are trying to seek answers to, and new directions that we want to take on. There is a light all around. There is much to be grateful for in this seemingly dark world. And so all we must do is pull our gaze from the shadow and look to the ocean of divine light and grace in which we are blessed to live. What's good, La Salsa Negra? So basically what Spirit is saying here is that even though we have been under a sky that has felt very oppressive globally, right? I feel like we're about to turn a corner. Any dirt or carnage of yesterday belongs nowhere near now, but rather in the dustbin of history, where we need not rummage about. And why is that important? Because Aquarius in itself, represented by the Hangman in Tarot, wants a new perspective. It may see a flaw in a system, and it doesn't try to fix the flaw. It tears down the system and rebuilds a new one. Okay? And so I feel like that's what we're about to experience. The dismantling, and we've known that that's coming. What's good, no patience? We've known for some time that we are headed towards a new reality. She's home, thank goodness. Spirit, can you show me? I won't let others stoke fear in my heart. I choose to remain true to who I am and where my dreams direct me, no matter the hardship I may incur. So, also, because we have closed out a lot of cycles, right? What you're going to experience now is like a glimpse of the new challenges in this new season. And yes, please do hit the like, comment, and share, please. Okay. We're experiencing or getting to observe the new challenges that are going to be coming our way in this new cycle. And we have several new cycles that are beginning, right? So Pluto stays there for 20 years, right? Neptune is what? 8, is it? No, 14. Then you have Uranus, which is 7. That's also in Gemini, right? Saturn is 3. So we had a lot of the outer planets change their house this year for long-term cycles. So what is Spirit saying? The things that you're observing now in this time where we're about to shift the North Node, while Chiron is giving us a glimpse of what it's going to be like in Taurus, we're getting to see what we need to heal to feel whole, to feel supported, right? Where humanity needs a new vision. Okay, Spirit. By refusing to bend on our values, we become unbreakable, solid and stable, courageous and certain men and women of valor, worth and character. Let us build a life we are proud of. Now, this came out crossed, right? I'm going to tell you why. It's good for us to stand on democracy, on truths that we hold to be divine. However, how we must obtain that, or how that may be shared across societies, may need to shift. And so what we have traditionally thought of as systems that support us are no longer feeling supportive. Okay? And that means that they need to be overhauled so that they are supporting that which they are representing now and not of the past. And so I feel like that's why that card came out crossed at the bottom of the deck. When we were hurt, we felt that love was somehow diminished or damaged. But hers has nothing to do with love. And love is unaffiliated with and unaffected by pain. Ego was hurt, not love. Love is divine. It is everywhere, ever present and abundant and free. So Spirit's talking about here the healing phase that we are about to enter. As more and more people shift from the I to the we, right? And that may sound counterproductive, because we have been deprogramming and decolonizing our consciousness. But now that we have ventured in that for so long, now it's time to apply that for the masses. And that is going to be by standing in our individual truths. Right? And I'm hearing 70 years ago, right? Which that's the beginning of like Lincoln's famous speech, right? And so it feels to me that we're finding new ways of what we think democracy, liberty, truth, what that really looks like for us, and how that could be very different from historical events from the past. Okay, so I feel like right now you're going to see a lot of stories about people taking individual risks for the whole. Okay, people throwing themselves. Remember, we did a live, I don't know, it was like probably like a year and a half ago. And I kept telling you that everybody was going to shoot their shot. And then at the same time and it was around the time of the Luigi thing, that we are legion, right? So when they're going to start trying to point out people, it's as if the collective is going to say, no, it's me. No, it's me. No, it's me. No, it's me. So this is going to be a lot of individual events. And I am only reading the energy. I am not endorsing, but I feel like you're going to see a lot of events of people taking matters into their own hands to bring light to issues that they feel are for the greater good of humanity. Watch what I'm telling you. Okay, so let's see what the star seeds need to know before we get into all the things. I am letting Spirit guide this transmission. Spirit, can you show me? I had told my Patreon that there would be a lot of earthquakes, and there is. There's been earthquakes like every day, okay? Massive earthquakes. You're going to see that increase. I feel like this year we may have some severe hurricanes, but I think that what you're going to notice is more earthquakes. Spirit, can you show me? Right? So like that they call it a mudslide in China, where like a half a mountain fell or a half a cliff fell into the sea. But I feel like these are based on tremors underneath. You're going to see a lot of that, okay? Your life is a canvas. Your life is a canvas. Artist, manifestation, creative, accountability, right? So I feel like this is people now. What's good? Oh, thank you, April. Okay, wait. Your life is a canvas. You're the artist of your life, and your life is a canvas. Take responsibility for your ability to create. Earth is known as a planet of manifestation. Your present moment is based on your past thoughts and beliefs. Your current thoughts determine your future. What kind of life do you want to create for the future? What are you being called to create? Reconnect with your manifesting power and align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the vibration that matches them. It's never too late to start, and no experience is required. All you need is an open heart and mind and consistent daily action. If you're not sure what you like to create, start instead with a feeling of deep gratitude for that's good in your life right now. State out loud what you're most thankful for. Look for the good in your life, and one thing you will be certain, you will find yourself attracting more and more good experiences into your world. This card is inviting you to see your entire life as a canvas, and the picture is completely up to you. Color it with your thoughts and feelings. Create the life that you most long to live. You may also be called to be more creative in your everyday life. What have you been called to create? How can you express yourself more creatively? Star Seed Soul Inquiry. What are you being called to create in your life? So Spirit also wants to make sure to express, and for those of you that don't know, I have a Manifest the Life You Want 4-part course. If you're interested, you can reach out to me. But this card is basically telling you that the vibration that you align yourself with is what you are manifesting. And that right now, the resonance, right, that you hold in your body is determining this new beginning. And the past has no relevance, right? So it's like if you move to another town where no one knows you, right? And you are creating the same story or reliving the same experience. It's only because you brought that vibration with you, right? So what Spirit is saying is start to incorporate the feeling you would like to experience visually and physically. hold that resonance, right? Especially if you have a particular image that you can hold with your third eye. Okay? So let's say that you wake up and the first few minutes of your day, you practice holding and swelling gratitude and warmth, love, vibration from within for yourself, for the connection with the divine, for that all consciousness, that legion that you are a part of, and that in some essence you rule over every single day, right? And if you could put your heart, your hand over your heart and over your solar plexus and hold the vision within your third eye as you feel the gratitude swell upon you, you'll be cleansing your fucking aura to start the day with. Okay? That alone can pull you closer to the life that you want, let alone if you should target it by a particular image or outcome. Okay? Okay, the next card is Earth. Learn how to be human in the world, but not of it. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. The challenge for all souls having a human experience is to be in the world, but not of it. To realize they are souls having a human experience and be fully conscious of it. To have their soul fully embody their body. People's personalities tend to relate to either transcendence or eminence. Those who lean toward transcendence have a longing for the heavens and the metaphysical. They yearn for the personal experience with God and to be lost in the heavens. They're envious of the angels and more comfortable praying and hanging out in the stars than on earth. Those who tend towards eminence have attached themselves more to the earth and their body. They spend more time thinking about the things in the physical world rather than connecting with the heavens of their own metaphysical inner worlds. Being a fully embodied soul, having a human experience means finding the balance between transcendence and eminence, being in the world but not of it. Most star seeds are drawn towards the transcendence. They are more comfortable with the angels and the heavens. Life on earth can be more difficult for them. It is you. You are being reminded that you choose to be a soul in a body on earth, and you're being called to focus more on your energies in the physical world, to learn how to be human, a soul in a human body, fully present in what life on earth has to offer you. Starseed Soul Inquiry. Do you tend to long for the stars or be more in the physical? How can you find greater balance between the two? Right? So I feel like what Spirit is saying is that we have spent, most of us, since 2018, 2020, discovering and going within and magnifying our inner light to understand our soul purpose, our soul mission. But now it's time to come back into the physical so that we can harness, manifest that power into our communities and start to reflect the outcomes that we want to see grounded in our new timeline. Woo, Spirit got a mouthful today. Woo. Hardly letting me catch my breath. Let me put this lid on. Spirit. I'm going to try to do something a little different real quick for each sign, because we can't stay here for fucking ever, right? Can't stay here for fucking ever. We're going to do a past, present, future, right? And then I'm going to take a couple oracles for each sign. We're going to move fast, okay? Because we will come back to this subject and expand upon. This is basically just a window into the touchdown that starts on the 26th. But this is just like, so you could kind of get an idea of what is coming down the pike. Okay, so let's get started. Since we're in Cancer season, I'm going to kick it off with Cancer. We got like a day or two left for them. So let's do that. Can you show me some advice from the Divine Feminine aspect, which will be ruling this whole new age of Aquarius? Can you show me what it is that my Cancers will be protected by or leaned on, what they will be leaning on, okay? Calcination, dark night of the soul. Okay, so there's some expelling that's happening for, that's number 33, okay? Calcination. This card represents the straw that broke the camel's back in the spark of eternal grief when your partner lies to you for the umpteenth time, or the anger that comes from a snide remark from a toxic boss. You finally have had enough of a traffic heading downtown and now have the fierce motivation to move to a new city. Calcination in the alchemy occurs when you finally have had a reckoning with what no longer is in alignment with you. That is what is held for Cancer with this eclipse. That is on August 12th. You are now cutting cords. What's good, Mel? You're cutting cords with something for this new beginning. You have been entwined with something for way too long. Okay? And look, release perfectionism is at the bottom of the deck, right? So I feel like you were trying to do the work for you and others. Okay, and that no longer is manageable. Okay, no longer manageable. Let me make sure I'm holding the cards correctly. Yeah, it's this way. Okay. What is an area that they will see this manifest in? Can you show me? No exit. Trapped in a situation with no exit or escape. Experiences a perpetual return to the same situation. Trapped in an infinite loop with no escape. Engages in a siphon task that never ends. So that's what's going to happen, okay, Cancer? I feel like this very beginning and probably this summer represents something that is forcing you through somehow feeling trapped, forcing you to cut ties, cut associations with habits, people, places, and things so that you can start afresh. Let's get a past, present, and future. Spirit, can you show me past, present, and future for my Cancer gang? Give them a glimpse into this Aquarius North Node and what is going to bring in their life, and if they take on the mission, what they stand to gain. Can you show me, Spirit, please? Can you show me? Please show me, Spirit. Past, present, and future. Okay. Okay. So you have been trying to get away from something in the past, and some of you may have already cut the cord, okay? There was an inner knowing, okay? There might have even been a response that you wanted to give to a situation, but you might have chosen to stay silent, Okay, there were a lot of illusions there, was making you bitter. Okay, could have been draining your finances. Okay, but you had to make a decision. Okay, in the present, you have the strength card. Okay, so you're learning that what you thought was strength before was actually harnessing you or anchoring you to what was bringing you down. And that sometimes it's not about how long you can stick it out, but how fast you can free yourself. You got the Hermit here. I feel like this Hermit card is showing you that you're going on a spiritual journey now to find others that are more in alignment with the vision that you hold for yourself. Okay? That you no longer, it's like you wanted to see yourself in a relationship, a place, or a thing. And you kept holding space for something that was not manifesting. It only manifested through your energy, meaning you were giving both sides of the energy, which is, it's not enough to support it. Right? So it feels like now you don't want to compromise that. Let me get some clarity here. Okay. Six of Swords, Spirit. Why is the Six of Swords here for Cancer? Why is the Six of Swords here for Cancer, please? Yeah, so even though you were trying to feed both the love, the finances, you were trying to manifest it all by yourself and maybe bring others with you, it was not sustainable. It was draining not only your love ability, but your financial ability. So let's say this was a situation in romance, but it was fucking up your paper, or vice versa. You got the Strength card here with the Tower, right? You were judging your success by how long you could endure rather than how fast you can transmute a situation for a better outcome for yourself. Okay, so something had to burn down for you to realize that. Okay, so the Hermit and the Moon, okay, this eclipse right now, you may feel like it's a heavy energy, but now is when you really get to go to calmer waters. Okay, because what you had built on it before wasn't enough. You couldn't sustain the system by yourself. It was deception. Okay, Two of Wands, and you finally have chosen yourself. Okay, King of Cups, that is your king. Okay, it was something about feeding the emotionality and going within. Could have even something to do with your father figure. Okay, I'm going to get you guys a postcard and we're moving on. So in this period, Cancer, the most important thing you can do is to feel the emotion and, you know, write down what it is that you've held on to for too long and then burn that shit and let it go. I think I better let it go. Looks like another love TKO. Right? We are sending you waves of love and joy as we watch you reap the rewards of your tenacity and faith. We know how long it has taken you to reach some of your goals and that you've had disappointments along the way. Right now, we suggest that you take a deep breath and fill yourself up with gratitude and tune into the vibration of well-being. Temporary conditions may be trying to hypnotize you into seeing something else as your reality, but we know the happy rewards are on their way to you even now. Change is the only constant, so be open to it. You will achieve your dreams and more, we promise, but it is more important. Your happy rewards will be gathered up in small moments, the gentle breezes, the soft kisses, and the quiet commitments. Your happiest moments will be on the journey itself, not in arriving in any one destination. And Oh my, things are stirred up and changes upon you. This is cause for celebration. No need to be nervous now, but now it's okay to be afraid when faced with the uncertainties of life. The funny thing is that courage doesn't get mustered in the absence of fear, rather in spite of it, or even because of it. Step into the unknown now. Let go of the branch you have been clinging to, and let spirit take the wheel and help steer you to your highest good and most wonderful adventure. All you need to concern yourself with is choosing courage as your ally. Leave the rest up to us. There's a load of miracles being shipped your way. Remember, the philosopher Joseph Campbell said, take one step towards the gods and they will take 10 towards you. We are all doing the destiny cha-cha on your behalf. That's right. Don't be afraid to dance. Okay, so that's what I have for Cancer. Leo, gang, gang, pull up. Let's see what Goddess has something to say to you. I am working with the Black Moon Lilith deck. Spirit, can you show me for Leo? Show me. Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius. And that's what we were talking about. Honor your individuality, right? So let's see what that has to say. Number 11. It is time you let your freak flag fly for the world to see. When Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius shows up in a reading, it's encouraging you to embrace what makes you unique. It will require you to be brave and unapologetic. True friends and aligned souls will accept you for who you are. Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius represents revolution and rebellion against the status quo. Aquarius is a fixed air sign symbolized by the water bearer who pours ascended knowledge into the collective. Structured Saturn and eccentric Uranus are the planetary rulers of Aquarius. When Black Moon Lilith is in this innovative sign, you can expect radical points of view, transcending societal expectations. Rosa Parks, a notable Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius, was arrested after she refused to give up her bus seat to a white man in 1955, sparking the Montgomery bus boycott and fueling the civil rights movement. Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius also can experience feelings of being the black sheep in their early life. In your ancestry or childhood, this natural desire for liberation from the collective could have been shunned. You march to the beat of your own drummer, even when it may be disliked or feared by others. It's about accepting yourself, quirky and all. Once you do this, those who appreciate you will find your message incredibly healing and uplifting. Okay, so I think that what Spirit is saying here, okay, remember that Leo is the opposite sign to Aquarius. So this is where you have to see where your individualism is supporting the greater good, where it has been selfish. Okay, with the South Node also coming into Leo, you will be releasing connections to those people that are surface. Okay, you're going to be looking for new depths in relationships. Let's see what could be a focus for my Leos. What's the focus for Leos going to be this next year and a half, please? Look at that. Celebration. Harmony, peace, joy, togetherness, celebration. Celebrate love with simple acts of kindness and give with an open heart, expecting nothing in return, right? So true altruism, okay? I feel like you're going to find joy in being in spaces where not only you, but others are in the altruistic frequency. I'm feeling a lot of you could be getting into Reiki. Okay, Spirit, can you show me past, present, and future for my Leo gang? What do they need to know? Past, present, and future for Leo, please. Next year and a half with the Aquarius North Node, please. Can you show me the concentration for my Leos, please? So we got past, present. Can I get one card for the future, please? One card for the future, please. Thank you. Okay, so King of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and Seven of Wands. I feel like Leo, for those of you, many of you have been working on your career in the past. Maybe you have come to a place where you're starting to feel a little more solidified. If not, that's going to be happening very shortly. But Page of Pentacles, there's an opportunity upon you right now. This may be a leveling up that's coming to you. With the Seven of Wands, there needs to be some discernment. Okay? So Leo's another fixed sign. So this could be you, like let's say you're about to open a business, right? Let's say you've been successful enough where you could open a business. But you may need to determine how that business should be shaped. For instance, let's say you wanted to open a telephone or a cell phone business. Is that where the market is heading right now? Right? And if so, like, what do you need to make sure that that business represents where we are going in this new age of Aquarius? Instead of you investing into things, because remember, age of Aquarius is technology. It's all about humanity and the forward motion of technology, right? So being in the forefront of change, I'm feeling like for my Leo gang, there's opportunities here financially, right? You could be getting ready to change careers, right? Maybe you had a, like let's say you were in an industry where you made a lot of bread, but now they're starting to close that down. Or let's say you were a truck driver, you had a route, right? But now they're starting to animate right, the truck so that they can be self-driven, right? So this may mean you having to shift gears, right? So rather than doing that, maybe you want to invest in a truck, right, that can do that, so that that way you can be part of how that picture moves forward. Okay, so you may, what's stopping you right now, Leo, is beliefs that you have held for a long time. These could be represented by childhood or even generational curses, right? So your limiting beliefs are going to be what could stand in your way in this present situation. And Spirit is telling you to use this time, especially this eclipse that's coming. And we're going to do another eclipse video when we get closer to that. But that there's a need here to recognize that you're the one that's putting limits. And for any of you, the regulars that are not in the Patreon, the link is already up for the Lionsgate. There's 2 different types of Lionsgate, okay? Make sure you read closely. We have the regular one that you do every year, and then we have one that you get an actual hourglass to shift timelines, okay? Spirit, can you show me the most likely outcome to this situation? You got the Seven of Wands with the Lovers, okay? So I feel like this Seven of Wands with the Lovers, what's good, Lil B, okay? The Seven of Wands with the Lovers here, I feel like if you use your discernment and make wise decisions, you will have a very successful new beginning, Leo. That's where the opportunities lie. Spirit said keep it to yourself, okay? and this isn't a partnership with somebody else, that this is something, a venture that you'll be doing financially on your own. And this is the birth of that in these 18 months, because it feels like you have made some money somewhere, but now it may be time to think of how you can move towards the future. How can you can keep that growing? Spirit, can you show me? Closing message for Leo. Thank you. Sometimes you just feel like no one understands you. You're not heard, or even that you don't count. This, my dear, is a terrible illusion. And although your feelings tell you that abandonment is real, well, we who love you know better. You are never alone. And even when rejection happens, you are ultimately being protected, so better things can replace what wouldn't have worked in the first place. Everyone on this side of the veil is watching over you and rooting for your ultimate success. Life loves you, we love you, and you are a unique spark of the divine and always connected to the light and to source. You are always in our care. Trust and keep the faith. I feel like there's some kind of business opportunity or some kind of leveling up, Leo, that you're going to be going through in this time. But it feels like you need to use discernment, because there could be ideas coming from other spaces. And Spirit said to be true to your own vision. Spirit, can you show me what is coming in for Virgo? Virgo gang, pull up. Spirit, can you show me what Virgo needs to know right now? Spirit, can you show me? Virgo, dissolution, emotional clearing. So you're releasing something, especially with this retrograde, Mercury retrograde. You are ruled by Mercury retrograde. And the North Node and the South Node has been in the Pisces Virgo axis. Okay, so you have already done some clearing with the Virgo South Node being upon you. I feel like now this situation is showing you, I feel like you already let go of what couldn't be. Now it's making space. So I feel like this is about like grieving. Okay? It's like you have grieved something. Number 34. After the ego has burned to ashes, you are left with raw, real, and challenging emotions around what has occurred. This is like the feeling you have after your heart has been shattered into pieces by needing to say goodbye to someone who isn't really healthy in your life, or the feeling of fear around money and taking care of yourself after they've left that cushy yet miserable job in favor of pursuing your passion. The universe is requiring you to sit with the angst and the unpredictability when you pull this card in your reading. Processing, purging, and working with your emotions is extremely important during your alchemical journey. When the dissolution card shows up in an oracle reading, it's signaling a time for you to cleanse and wash away emotions that have prevented you from shining your light in the world. Your frequency and vibration, consisting of thoughts and feelings, emanate from your physical body and create the world around you. When we release limiting emotions like fear, self-doubt, and unworthiness, our magnetism and vibratory manifestation power increase. This is the second phase in alchemy in involving the element water and associated with Jupiter, the planet of spiritual growth. In this stage, there is an emotional cleansing of limitations, trauma, outdated patterns, and belief systems. This step cleanses away the ashes that were created from calcination. While this can feel uncomfortable, it is necessary for you to pull back the societal mask and reveal your true self, right? And I feel like part of what has occurred is that Jupiter was in Cancer, okay? I think it has already gone into Leo, but there was something there that you had to process. And I feel like you had been processing it for quite some time, at least since last summer. Spirit, can you show me the concentration or what will be a subject matter of importance for my Virgos at this time, please? Show me, please. Money worship, right? So what was important before may not be important now. Self-interest rules decisions and disregards fairness. Values are for sale to the highest bidder. Money comes first and ethical concerns come second. There could be somebody in your life that you feel is not in alignment, right? And this may have caused some kind of rift in a relationship, or some kind of understanding that these two people, or it could be you in a company or whatever, but that is not, the trajectory is not the same. Spirit, can you show me, please? For Virgo, past, present, and future. One card. So 10 of Pentacles. This does have to do with the way you make money, or what you're building a legacy on. Present, 3 of Swords. Something isn't in alignment anymore, okay? Maybe you had to, maybe a business closed down, okay? That could definitely be, right? But as you're in a rebuilding phase, you want something that's more equitable, okay? Some of you could have built something with somebody else, and that could have been dismantled, generational wealth and legacy, right? And now there's a time... Yeah, some of you could have gone through a divorce, and now this is like, you know, the splitting of assets or the rebuild, right? Spirit, can you show me what's this 10 of Pentacles about? Okay. Yeah, the Devil, right? So all good money, all money ain't good money, right? So I think you've learned that about some type of job, person, connection, right? There's something here about freeing yourself from obligations that make you feel, or that lower your vibration, make you feel dirty. Okay, Emperor, some of you were working for a company for a very long time and it's closing down. Others of you, you know, there could have been a relationship that was unequal in power, okay, or control. It feels like you're recognizing where you no longer want to feed a situation. 6 of Pentacles and Temperance, okay? Some of you could be, you know, going to therapy in a relationship, but a lot of you could have a situation on your hands where you're trying to rebuild your financial status after some type of division of assets or lowering of income, and you're rebuilding, okay, something. 2 of Wands, okay, has to do with your decisions and how you're allowing the healing. Something was very difficult, right? 6 of Cups, you could have been trying to heal something with someone, and you realize that it would be easier to start fresh, is the energy that I'm getting. Okay, so this is like something that you have to do for yourself, Virgo. Spirit, can you show me, right? So some of you, like, let's say you was a social worker, right? And you could be like working for an office that, you know, people have to report there for probation, right? And you could be like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I feel like I'm policing people. I didn't come to do that. I came to help people. I want to do therapy or something like that. I don't want to be policing people, right? So it's like how you're using your career or something. Spirit, can you show me? Or how you are using your relationships, or how your relationships are using you. Spirit, can you show me, please? Thank you. Okay. Virgo, the simple yet powerful law of cause and effect means everything is in relationship. Every action on earth has a consequence, and even the spirit world, there is a consequence for every action taken on your behalf. Right now, you're facing conditions that were set in motion by past decisions. Consequences are coming into being in your favor. They will remind you that making good choices and listening to your intuition pay off. If some things are a little off and uncertain, know that whatever you are facing, you can step beyond it just by using your imagination and acting on that instead of reacting to what is being presented. Everything you think, everything you think and do has a far-reaching reverberations in the web of life. Move to higher ground and have faith that what goes around comes around. The universe is always self-correcting anyway. Isn't that amazing? So Spirit says, don't get caught up in the resentment of this situation that has timed out, that you're to be shifting to how you want to positively build the life that you want, and that will be the concentration for the next 18 months. Okay, so Libra gang, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node pull up. Let's look at what will be the area of importance for Libra next 18 months, starting on July 26th. Spirit, can you show me? Black Moon, Lilith, and Gemini. Liberate your truth. Okay? And then you also have magic, imagination, and illusion, right? So let's do these quickly. Number 3 and then 30, which is crazy. So you basically got 2 3s. Verbal conflict may be on its way, and this oracle card wants to help you speak your truth. When Black Moon, Lilith, and Gemini shows up, it's time for you to alchemize the shadow limiting your voice. Release attachment around what others say about you. Gemini rules over the voice and communication. You also could have power struggles in your life surrounding how you communicate. This trauma response could come from being silenced as a child. Your voice is your superpower, and understanding this will help you activate it. Aretha Franklin, whose Black Moon Lilith was in Gemini, lost her mother at 10 years old. She couldn't speak for weeks. She endured so many hardships in her life, including abuse, and it was her voice that brought her out of despair. You may channel your creativity into moodier forms of writing and expression. The meaning of the magical word abracadabra is Hebrew for I will create as I speak. Mercury, Gemini's planetary ruler, is associated with Hermes, the god of knowledge who created alchemy. Your voice is the magic wand you use to create your reality. You can alchemize this shadow into light by speaking your truth, right? So it feels like Libra. A lot of times you like to be the diplomat. And I feel like that is not going to be supportive of you right now. Okay? And maybe you need to take a moment to consider where it is that you really feel deeply, where you want to stand or take your stand, but I feel like that's coming. Okay, you got number 30, Neptune, magic, imagination, and illusion. You are a master magician. When the Neptune card shows up in the oracle reading, this universe wants to remind you of your natural superpower. Take time to dive into the spiritual alchemy and manifestation practice. What do you want your life to look like? What do you want your creative vision to embody? Paint it, write it, act it out, make a vision board. In any way you set intentions for your reality. When we work with our imagination and treat fantasy as reality, the universe can pick up exactly what we want and create synchronicities to make it happen. Neptune is cosmically thins the veil between the natural and spiritual world, so you can channel your visions into reality through your imagination. In astrology, Neptune in the planet of illusions, dreams, and spiritual unknown, psychic ability, creativity, deceit, and seclusion. As Neptune moves through the sky, its connection with other planets creates a fantasy, bends reality, and can cause what is once deemed solid in our lives to dissolve. Neptune in Roman mythology, Poseidon and ancient Greece was the god of the sea, complete with his powerful triton. Neptune is the modern planetary ruler of the spiritual water sign of Pisces. It is a generational planet. People around the same age are the same Neptune placement, making its transit a collective experience. Your Neptune sign can tell you how to channel magic and your imagination in this lifetime. It also can provide shadow work around self-sacrifice and addiction. Find your Neptune placement in your birth chart and make it the follow and make a list. So it's telling you to look at past transits and what was ruled by. So look at your transit and where your natural Neptune is and compare that to what is happening now. Okay, so I feel like what's strange for Libra, okay, which is the Empress, okay, which you rule manifestation along with Taurus, you got two cards here that have to do with two planets that purposefully right now are in retrograde, right? So I feel like something here is talking about you revising and taking this retrograde to look at, it feels like habits for some of y'all, right? But it could be just routines, okay, that need to be examined about where you've been putting the work and where it best benefits you, okay? Spirit, can you show me where is the concentration going to be for my Libra gang? So you got manipulation, upholding your autonomy and rejecting attempts at manipulation, critically examining sources and refusing to blindly control. So first off, Libra, I'm a Libra moon. I'm going to tell you something, okay? So I say I'm a Libra moon so you can understand that this is not critical, but this is factual. Libra often doesn't like to come at problems head on. So you would rather convince the masses of the outcome you would like by suggesting subliminally than actually stating where you stand on the topic. And that's not going to hold water this time. Numbness, escaping emotions with substances isolating you. Numbing emotions through substances and losing touch with your true self. Restoring clarity is the first step to rebuilding trust, okay? So basically, what's being said here is that Spirit is telling you that how you have been emotionally avoiding something with that glass of wine, with that chocolate cake, with, that long conversation with that friend where you complain, these are all methods of avoidance. And that now is the time to focus on what needs to be looked at in this realm right now, okay? Condemnation. Public scrutiny causes you to question your worth and motives. Facing public opinion challenges your resistance, your resilience, and your resolve. So something that you have been kind of like placating yourself with or making excuses about, somebody is going to mirror that back at you. I feel like you're not going to like that shit. It's going to make you have to shift something, but it's for your overall good. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so it could be something in the mirror. I'm looking at the man in the mirror, right? Spirit, can you show me what is it, past, present, and future, that Libra will be dealing with in this cycle, please? For the Aquarius, Libra, Leo axis, can you show me, please? Past, present, and future. One card, please. So Queen of Swords. Okay, so you've been cutting off things, closing shit down, right? Matter of factly. Okay, but now you got to make a decision, right? So don't throw the baby with the bathwater, right? Knight of Cups. So let's say you had been in a situation where you thought you didn't need anybody, or maybe you've been through a divorce, or you've had, you've been very matter-of-factly about some things. Okay? But something could have stopped working, okay? Or let's say that you use sarcasm as a way to protect yourself, right? But maybe somebody pointed that out, like, hey, it's not as funny as you think it is. It's actually hurtful. And I think you're masking a pain. That would probably take Libra aback, because Libra likes to think about how they feel about something. They don't necessarily want to process that through their heart chakra. So something has come to your reality. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, okay? And it's cracking you open, okay? It's something to do with this Cancer cycle. Maybe it was the new moon. Spirit, can you show me? But something's forcing you to look at how you emotionally handle something, okay? Queen of Swords, why is this here for the past for my Libra gang? Yeah, you were using the attachment, coolness for your emotional spaces, okay? Like trying to not, but something may be creeping up, or, you know, something could have been medical that forced you to have to deal with how you feel about something. Spirit, can you show me, please? Right? So 2 of Wands with the 9 of Pentacles, right? Something could have been making you sick, right? You could have been saying, I'm very independent. I don't need anybody. But now what you could be realizing is that there's something that maybe isn't nurturing you, or you weren't nurturing you, and is not as independent as you thought you were. Ace of Swords, some type of truth being seen for what it is, okay? With the Knight of Cups, why is the Knight of Cups here for the most likely outcome? 6 of Cups, right? So you have to go, I'm going back to Cali, right? You got to go back to the beginning, where it was that you detached from your emotion. Could have something to do with home, okay? Page of Swords, what you've been blocking, what you thought was a strength of not feeling, okay, to be the Emperor, but it builds anxiety in you. And I feel like something has caused you to have to peer into the bag of emotionality so you can heal something from within, or give up something, or get past something for this new beginning, okay? So this cycle is going to be something to do with like addictions, or things that you use to not have to feel, or not have to deal with confrontation. Okay, this is going to be that cycle where you're learning to come out from behind the shadows and accept something, so that you can stand and go into a new direction. Spirit, can you show me final message for Libra gang? Thank you. Okay. So Libra, we have a secret to share with you. If you act as if all is well, it will be. Act as you are brave and you will have courage. Act as if you are loved and you will be a magnet for love and experience the love of spirit. Act as if your prayers have been answered, as if you're truly in sync with good fortune. How you think is how you will see the world. Interact with it and draw conclusions from it. If you want to be the person who has the life you want, co-creating and loving what is yours, you need to start acting as if that were truth. Don't worry about the conditions in your life that seem empty or cavernous, chaotic or barren. These are temporary and don't even count. Defy them and act as if you're the luckiest person in the planet. You will be, for you already are. That's the real secret. You are infinite potential, right? So something is bringing you down or making you feel like you, and I feel like this has something to do with something that you were doing for a long time. Okay, so this is like maybe not letting yourself feel, whether it's an actual addiction or a habit, right, of severing or detaching. I feel like you're made to feel uncomfortable, so that you no longer need whatever this security blanket was, okay? And I feel like the new direction starts now. Okay, Scorpio, gang, gang. Pull up. So, Scorpio, let's look at what it is that is of major concentration for you right now. Spirit, can you show me for my Scorpio gang? Most important messages, please. Black Moon, Lilith, and Aquarius, and Adam. Okay, so I feel like that has something to do with patriarchy or systems and something being, you know, changed. Okay, I'm going to read Black Moon, Lilith real quick because we read this one already, but number 11. It's time to let your freak flag fly for the world to see. When Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius shows up in a reading, it's encouraging you to embrace what makes you unique. It will require you to be brave and unapologetic. True friends and aligned souls will accept you for who you really are. Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius represents revolution and rebellion against the status quo. Aquarius is a fixed air sign symbolizing the water bearer who pours ascendant knowledge into the collective. Structured Saturn and eccentric Uranus are the planetary rulers of Aquarius. When the Black Moon Lilith is in an innovative sign, you can expect radical points of view, transcending social expectations, okay? So basically, there's a system breaking. And I feel like you're going through some changes too. Now, you also have Adam here. I feel like this is the system that has, that we have been moving through for quite some time. Dark Divine Father of Creation. The Adam Oracle card signals a time to heal your dark divine masculine shadow. A shadow that may originate with the father, paternal ancestral patterns, and imbalances in relationships. Adam's story can show us the toxicity that can develop around power struggles between masculine and feminine, and why it is important to heal it within. The Adam Oracle card raises the example of what not to do and encourages you to release toxic masculinity that has held you back in your life. Adam was the first man and the counterpart of both Lilith and Eve. In both biblical myths, he is portrayed as a defenseless man who just wanted submission from Lilith. He was then tempted into sin by Eve, who bit into the forbidden apple of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Both creation stories teach that women who don't submit to their husbands are evil, and that if they are not controlled, they will tempt their husbands into sin. Masculine energy is a concept that is used in the occult teachings to describe efficiency, competition, and action. Feminine energy is associated with emotions, the sense of feeling, and everyone has a level of masculine energy within them, so no matter their gender or identity. You can gain an understanding of your masculine energy in your birth chart by looking at the zodiac signs most represent in your chart. The masculine signs of the zodiac are represented by active air and fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Water and earth, the sensory feminine signs: Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Taurus, and Virgo, and Capricorn. Okay, so I feel like we're for Scorpio, it is as if you are looking internally at systems and the masculinity or masculine areas of your life. You could be tearing those down. There could also be connections with masculines that could be in flux, okay? Father figure, I can be a father figure, put your tiny hand in mine, right? You also could be looking at your career, right? But there's structure or balance that is shifting, okay? Spirit, can you show me concentration for Scorpio gang? Manipulation, upholding your autonomy and rejecting attempts at manipulation, critically examining sources and refusing to be blindly controlled. Okay, so Scorpio, I feel like these 18 months, you are shedding. You are in the shedding. You are going to be releasing relationships, situations, places of business, all the kind of things that have been holding you back. They have been security blankets for you, okay? But now it's time to step into your feminine and the unknown, your uniqueness, spirit, your love frequency, This is also not holding on to spaces and places that don't feel loving. Spirit, can you show me past, present, and future? So Wheel of Fortune, something's not working anymore, okay? That's the past, okay? Seven of Cups, you don't really know which way you're going right now. You just know that where you come from is no longer working, right? And Page of Wands, okay? Future, okay? So I feel like Ace of Cups is here. I feel like you are in the... trying to understand why something no longer works. That's what it feels like. Spirit said, stop looking externally at who holds the blame, okay? That will only keep you where you are, okay? The Wheel of Fortune cross. Spirit, why is this here? With the Four of Swords, okay? It's over, right? It's time to release something, heal from something, grieve it, let it go. With the Seven of Cups here, why is this here for Scorpio, right? Because once you allow that to happen and you step into the shadow of the unknown, then that is the womb. That is where you can create newness, okay? But while you are looking for a place to blame or to see what went wrong, if it's gone, it's gone, okay? If it's gone, it's gone, right? Page of Wands with the Page of Wands with the Four of Wands. Spirit said, if this is a relationship, do not just jump into the first thing that you think, keyword think, that you think will give you security. They want you to make decisions based on what makes you feel alive, okay? Do not base it on fear-based, if I don't have this, then I won't be that. If I'm not in a relationship, then it means that I'm not successful. Like, one doesn't have to be, you know, so black and white, okay? Spirit says, take your time. Spirit, can you show me for Scorpio, closing message? Show me. Thank you. It might be hard to believe you'll ever get to where you want to go, feel the way you want to feel, and find peace and security, but you can. There's a lot to celebrate in this life, but first you need to let go of the attachment to achieving certain results. It is easy to get caught in the endless loop of wanting this or that so you can feel safe. Exactly what I said. The only way to go out is to surrender the attachment. Empty yourself so you can be filled with something new. The compulsion will be lifted and peace will come. Trust that something better awaits. That something new will open up and you will see new opportunities for fulfillment. The truth is, whenever you get into the loop, what you're really looking for is spirit. The connection is where the power, the peace, and the purpose lies. Everything else follows after that. Give yourself a hug. We've got you, okay? So, Sagittarius, pull up. Spirit, can you show me what is it that Sagittarius needs to know? What is it that Sagittarius needs to know with the Aquarius in North Node? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Can you show me Sagittarius, please? One card. Thank you. And we have the Sun, okay? So, Sagittarius, your soul's purpose. Number 22. There are many layers in your astrological DNA, and the understanding your sun sign is a good place to start. When this card appears, confidence, joy, and time in the spotlight is on the way. It is time to move into the truth of who you are and align with your soul's purpose. The sun rules over the royal fire sign of Leo, and just as Leo loves being in the center of attention, the sun is at the center, and it is the life force of our solar system. In ancient occult and spiritual traditions across the globe, the sun was highly worshipped, with deities invoking its energy. In alchemy, your sun sign represents the spiritual gold and inner light. This bright star is a luminary and provides energy that is needed to sustain life on Earth. Without the interplay between the nurturing Mother Moon reflecting the vibrant rays of father, son, there would be no life. It is a delicate dance between the divine feminine and masculine here on earth. The sun is a personal planet, so depending on your unique birth chart, its traits are easily visible with your personality. Understanding where your sun is provides a map. Okay, so it's basically saying there's an area that's coming into expansion. Okay, and you're going to be very visible. So it is important, Sagittarius, that you're seeing yourself and your heart chakra, okay, for what is really important to you. Okay, would I lie to you, honey, if it wasn't true? Right? So Spirit said, don't lie to yourself about the reasons that we're here, right? The reason why you want the spotlight. Okay, show me. I will be doing Aquarius in a few signs, so just hang out, okay? Our hidden fears resurface as past wounds reopen with doubt. If we don't face this together, these unresolved emotions will only grow stronger, right? So, Sagittarius, if you try to surpass any emotionality or reasonings why you're doing something, it will backfire on you. Spirit is telling you you have to look at your motivations with clarity, or look at your knowledge with clarity. Are you spouting an idea or holding on to an old idea? Okay, because you're ruled by expansion, right? Right? You're ruled by Jupiter, right? So you have the Hermit. Okay, this is the season for you to go within, okay, for judgment. Something, the decision or the situation upon you now, it's forcing you to make a decision that is irrevocable, okay? And it has to do with a relationship, right? So it's like, are you choosing the together or the apart? And if you do that, what does it take you closer to? Okay, Spirit, can you show me for Sagittarius, the Hermit? Why is this here for the past? The Knight of Wands. You've rushed into things, okay? And now it's time to examine the motivations behind that. Judgment in the Sun, because an outcome is going to be visible. Okay, so you will not be able to hide why or with who or what, right? So, and for some of you, this has to do with a child. Okay, could be a masculine in the chat who has had two families cross town from each other. That shit is going to come out to play. Okay, warriors, come out and play. And it's not the mothers, it is the children that are going to discover each other. Okay, Lovers and the Nine of Wands. Okay, so resistance is futile, right? If there's something you need to get ahead of, Sagittarius, now's the fucking time. Ace of Wands, okay, with the Hierophant, okay, and Queen of Swords. Somebody could be worried about keeping something hidden in regards to a marriage, but that is going to cause more problems than telling the truth, okay? That's what I have. Let's get you guys a closing message for Sagittarius. Spirit, show me Sagittarius. For Sagittarius, please. Sagittarius. One card. One card, please. There we go. Thank you. Okay. So There is only one you, and you have a unique path and a special purpose. You are supposed to have specific experiences in this world and meet certain people, but then it's up to you to how you live, how you awake, who you choose to be, and how willing you are to grow and strip away that what is false. Don't compare yourself to others. It is easy to think a person is happier just because their outside looks good according to society's standards, but you can't know anyone's internal experience. Compare yourself only to your past self. See how far you have come. Don't be distracted by what others are doing and accomplishing. Stay focused on what inspires you. That's how you get successful and find happiness. And want what you have now, not what someone else has. We love you immensely and know your journey ahead is sparkling with miracles and wondrous things, right? So I feel like there's an inclination here to think that you're being judged, but really it's something that you're carrying the weight of yourself, and Spirit wants you to look at that, okay? And that's what I have for Sagittarius. Capricorn. Pull up Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Spirit, can you show me what is it that Capricorn will be experiencing in this Aquarius North Node? Eve, Divine Feminine Awakening. Number 14. When you receive this card, it is a sign to awaken to your power. Eve tempted Adam to eat from the forbidden tree, which sparked the awareness of sexuality, good and evil, and initiation to the fall of man. This story could be interpreted as an allegory for human enlightenment, ascension, and divine feminine connection to the spiritual realm. This card indicates that you are growing into your power as a master creator. Eve is attempting you to tap into your knowledge within you and become like the god or goddess of the earth that you are. The story of Adam and Eve is a famous tale about the rise and fall of humanity in the Old Testament book of Genesis. Eve was born from the rib of Adam, and God told them to eat from every tree in the Garden of Eden. The one caveat that they were forbidden from eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil on penalty of death. One day, Eve was tempted by the serpent to bite from an apple from the forbidden tree. Some theologians speculate that this serpent was Lilith in disguise. This persuasive serpent said, "For God knows that on the day you eat thereof, your eyes shall be open, and you shall be as gods, knowing all good and evil." Eve obeyed the serpent, took a bite, and gave the apple to Adam to eat. They were both punished by God and expelled from the garden. Of course, like with Adam's first wife, Lilith, this creation tale blames punishes Eve for the fall of man and the first original sin, thereby aligning the feminine with shame and evil. Eve was held up as the example of religious structures to keep women in line and subservient to men. The Eve Oracle card wants you to step out of disempowerment and into who you are as a god or goddess of your reality. So Capricorn, there's an expansion happening for you, okay? Let's see what the concentration will be for Capricorn. Spirit, can you show me, please? For Capricorn? Capricorn, please. Capricorn, one, please. Drawn to deceptive allure and ignoring the hidden dangers, false promises of gain lure you into risky decisions. Masked risk presents itself as a safe bet. So first off, I feel like desire, lust. I feel like you're being tempted, like they say Adam was, but maybe the temptation is to the divine feminine to give into her lower qualities. Okay, I'm definitely getting that. Spirit, can you show me? I feel like Spirit is asking you to check what your alignment is. Are you wanting something for the right reasons? All right, you got the Ten of Cups here in the past, okay? What's love got to do with it? Can you show me this present? Nine of Pentacles, right? And most likely outcome. Okay. Okay, so I feel like there have been times in the past where you might have put love on hold for stability, okay? You might have felt like those two things couldn't hold the same space. Maybe you're concentrating on your career, okay? I feel like the Nine of Pentacles, you may feel like you have many things that you went after, you've already completed, but now you may be looking at what else is missing. Chariot, okay, that's Cancer, opposite sign of yourself, okay? This full moon that just passed, or the new moon, could have really shown you and made you realize what you would like to concentrate on. Page of Pentacles, okay? There's new opportunities coming to you because of realizations you have made about what you thought was important to you before. Nine of Pentacles as the present, Knight of Cups, okay? So there's an offer of love, break for love, okay? There's some kind of new beginning, and it may have been something short-lived, like a short, you know, relationship, but it wasn't about the relationship. It was showing you what you really want to be in alignment with, a seed for love, okay? So you could be entering the season where you want to concentrate on your relationships now more than in the past, okay? With the Nine of Swords coming out crossed, it could have actually been the loss of someone that was important to you, and it's making you recognize that not all things have to do with stability or finances, and you could be attempting to build other sectors of your life or looking to start relationships that feed your soul. Okay, let's get you guys a closing message. Spirit, can you show me for Capricorn, please? For Capricorn. Thank you. And you have, let us ask you, are you looking for happiness outside of your everyday moment-to-moment experience? Thinking you will find happiness out there someday? So many go chasing a magic it out there, but it never could be found out there. So we want to share a secret that shouldn't be a secret. You are pure joy. What made you is pure joy. And every time you wake up and even when you sleep, you have joy waiting to be expressed inside of you. Joy and happiness and fullness come from doing joy, being joy, knowing it, cultivating it, and lighting it in your heart so that you can share it. You must know this so when the time comes, you will fully free and your joyful being and actions will turn into a beacon of starlight. Look within and you'll be joyful even for tears and loss. They mean you have lived, really lived. Jump into it all and love every minute. So I feel like Capricorn, a lot of what you have endured has been about, you know, creating stability for yourself. But now I feel like you want to activate your heart chakra, okay? Aquarius, gang, gang, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Show me what is going to be something of importance for Aquarius in the Aquarius North Node next year and a half. Spirit, can you show me for Aquarius? So you have here Uranus, which is your leader, spark of genius and ascension. Okay, so that is number 29. When this card shows up, expect the unexpected. A shakeup is coming to bring change in your life. Uranus is indicating that something or someone is keeping you stuck. Now the universe is making that move for you. Where have you felt misalignment? Uranus teaches us to embrace unpredictably and change. Uranus is the planet of shock, surprise, and genius. It is the potential to shock people into higher states of consciousness through extraordinary events. In ancient Roman mythology, Uranus was the sky. It's the planetary ruler of the air sign of Aquarius, known for its innovative and opinionated approach to life. It's a generational planet that spends about 7 years in one sign and takes 84 years to orbit the sun. Similar age groups there share the same Uranus sign. In your natal chart, Uranus can indicate the spark of genius that you have to lend to the collective consciousness. Without Uranus, we would not awaken, innovate, and ascend. So basically, something is coming to shake up something. And I feel like, Aquarius, you have been in some shakeups, but I feel like this one is for ascension, elevation. Okay, let's see what could be a area of concentration. Can you show me, Spirit? Loneliness, distant twin flame fuels your spiritual journey, inner growth. Solo venture reveals hidden truths and personal growth. So I also feel that for some of you, the next year and a half is going to bring a new relationship, romantic, friend, or lover. Okay, and I feel like it opens you up to new insights, okay, and new opportunities. Okay, so let's see, past, present, and future, Spirit, for Aquarius. Can you show me, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, past, present, future for Aquarius. So you got the Sun here, okay? It feels good. High Priestess for the present. So there's something that you're not sure about, okay? Something has changed, and you can feel something has changed, but you may not know the area in which it has changed. And the Queen of Swords, which is your queen. Four of Wands, okay? It's something within, okay? You might be looking out exterior. You're like, oh, that relationship feels different. This feels different. Yeah, because something inside of you has changed. Okay, Spirit, can you show me? What is it that Aquarius needs to know right now? Can you show me, please? What is it that Aquarius needs to know right now? The Sun. Why is the Sun here for the past for Aquarius? Two of Cups, right? So the relationships, they might have started off strong, but they ended up causing you blockages because there could have been something you were looking for from them, and it was something that you needed to grow within you. High Priestess. There's something, a situation you can't read right now. Page of Swords. It feels blocked, okay? I feel like the reason why it's blocked is because Spirit says stop looking over there and look within. Stop looking over there and look within, right? The Lovers, right? It wasn't what they could offer you. It was what you kept trading away so that you could be seen. Knight of Pentacles, and it never came, right? Because that wasn't for them, it was for you. Knight of Swords. Okay, so now it's time for you to leave the spaces that no longer feel like they're feeding you. Okay, and then you will become instantly magnetic. You have been trying to hold court in places that are not seeing your worth, okay? And that's what Spirit is about to change. And if you don't do it, they're going to do it, and they're going to do it in a rough way. So it's better that you do it, so that way you can have your peace and harmony. Underneath that is the Ten of Pentacles. Spirit, can you give me a closing message for Aquarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node, please. Show me, please. All your prayers are heard and mirrored back to you from the unseen realms. Be grateful, praise things before they manifest, and always ask for the highest good. When you plead and beg, they will bring you only more reasons to plead and beg. Instead, offer your prayers and sacred gifts as a testament of your faith in the higher power. Open up and let Spirit move through you and comfort you. Add meditation as a way to become empty, so you will be ready to be filled with inspiration, epiphanies, peace, understanding, and joy. In this moment, your prayers are being answered for the highest good for both you and all life. Sometimes you pray for is not what you pray for is not supposed to happen for you, and your prayers will be answered in surprising ways. At this moment, we are listening intently to your prayers and want to know that your highest good is our priority. So they're going to deliver something that you couldn't imagine, but it causes you to have to do that. It causes you to have to stop looking outside of yourself. Okay, Aquarius, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Pull up. Spirit, can you show me what is it that my Pisces gang needs to know at this time for the age of Aquarius with the North Node in Aquarius, please? And you have the Sun crossed, okay? So I feel like the Sun is crossed here. I'm going to read very briefly of it because I just read this card. But I feel like the Sun crossed here is something that you're not looking at honestly in yourself, or something you don't want to see, that you've been hiding from yourself. There are many layers in the astrological DNA, and understanding your sun sign is a good place to start. When this card appears, confidence, joy, and time in the spotlight are on its way. It's time to move in the truth of who you are in alignment with soul's purpose. The sun rules over the royal fire sign of Leo. And just as Leo loves being the center of attention, the sun is in the center and is the life force of our solar system in ancient occult and spiritual traditions across the globe, and the sun was highly worshipped, with deities invoking its energy and alchemy. Your sun sign represents the spiritual gold and inner light. So Spirit is saying, first off, that the North Node was in Pisces. So anything you weren't honest about yourself now, and something that maybe you had done selfishly, is you're going to be met with that in the mirror. Is it for the highest good? And I feel like at the end of the 18 months, you'll be redirected in a warmer space for the acceptance of that. Okay, Spirit, can you show me what is it that Pisces needs to know? Okay, so we have self-discipline, stuck in a bad routine that hampers your productivity, feeling empowered by choosing sobriety over alcohol, focus on long-term discipline rather than short-term comfort. So some of you, it could be alcohol, but I feel like more so what's really happening is you've been comfortable soothing yourself with storylines, and Spirit said no more. Okay, there's something here about a choice that you may have made while that Aries Aquarius, while the Pisces North Node was in your sign, and now between now and that last eclipse that will happen in January, you will be forced to see that for what it is. Okay, Spirit, can you show me past, present, and future? So you got the King of Cups coming out here crossed for the past. You have not been the master of your emotions. You may have told yourself that you were, but you were not. Spirit, present, the Lovers. There's a choice and a decision that needs to be made. There could have been relationships that are going bad. Okay, family, friend, all kinds of relationships, and it's so that you can see where you have been telling yourself an untruth. Okay, where you have not been the master of your emotions, where you have not been honest with yourself. Okay, Spirit, can you show me King of Cups, please? With the Seven of Wands, you have resisted being honest with yourself about, okay, something that you've been feeling, okay, because it would have caused you to have to look at yourself. Okay, the Lovers with the Boss. Okay, so it could have been, so let's say you ignored this with a friendship, and then you ignored it with a relationship, and then you ignored it with a family member, and now it came to work. Because it's like, well, we're going to keep moving it until you recognize that there's this thing that you keep doing, right? King of Pentacles, right? And there could have been something that in a relationship that you've been wanting. Why can't I have a healthy relationship? Spirit is forcing you to see something that you have been hiding behind and blaming outwards. And what happens if you address it? A healthy relationship. One that is supportive of what you want. One where you are magnetic. Okay? King of Swords and the Chariot. Okay? Because it will be like, you might have the intellect, but you have not allowed the emotion. Okay, and that sounds crazy for Pisces, because Pisces is all emotion, right? But it feels like you have wanted to not take ownership of something, and Spirit's going to force you to see what that is. Okay, yeah, that's what I feel. Let's get a card for Pisces. Spirit, can you show me for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node? Pisces, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Okay, so we have human beings spend a huge percentage of life asleep, not just in bed, but the kind where you forget you are a spiritual, immortal being taking on a temporary human form. It's not your fault. Everyone suffers from the spiritual amnesia once in a while. As you develop an identity and ego, you begin to see through the eyes of small self and have less connection to your soul self. You may not recognize this is going on, but you sure can feel it. We're here to remind you to look through your soul's eyes and see the magic is everywhere. Infinite potential lies in Spirit, who is the teaming with you to fulfill the contract you made to contribute to the evolution of the whole world. Wake up and remember all that is, all that, wake up and remember that all the help you need is orchestrated in the invisible realms. Your mind, in alignment with divine intelligence, is unstoppable, and the world is yours to co-create. Okay, so I feel like Aries, new shit coming towards you. Okay, limitations are yours to tear down. Spirit, can you show me? Don't get stuck in, solely in a physical mindset. Spirit, can you show me for Aries, please? Queen Jezebel, magnetic royal witch. Okay, so I feel like you can magnetize. You have Neptune in your house and Saturn in your house, okay? Queen Jezebel, number 21. Queen Jezebel wants to show you how to stand in your divinity. When this card shows up, you may face opposition, conflict around who you are. Betrayal from others can sting the soul, but you are finally able to see yourself. You have the magical power to command and create your reality. Take time to practice beauty and grooming rituals. Upgrade your wardrobe and allow yourself to feel good. We can look at a plethora of ancient cultures that adorn themselves with makeup, headpieces, jewelry, and perfume as an example of the aesthetic magic. Jezebel energy has only been demonized because it represents witchy female power, your magic, presence, and magnetism. Like the ancient wild goddess Lilith, Jezebel's story is tragic and steeped in allegory. Jezebel was a pagan Phoenician queen in the 9th century BC who was featured in the Bible, and her existence has been proven through anthropological research. She was a foreign princess who then married and became the consort and the king of Israel, Ahab. In Jezebel's time, Phoenician women enjoyed more freedom and were considered equal to men. As such, she was able to practice ritual magic and worship pagan deities like Ashara and Baal. However, because of this, her new kingdom considered her evil. Her life ended in an extremely tragic way because of her unwillingness to accept the kingdom's one God. Not only was her king killed, but she was thrown out of a window, trampled by horses, and eaten by dogs. She is the dark divine feminine deity who was vilified like Lilith, Asherah, and Mary Magdalene. Fast forward to modern days, and Jezebel is a colloquial term associated with immoral women, harlotry, seduction, disobedience, and sin. The name serves to prove the unjust suppression of women, witchcraft, and paganism. The key to tapping into the energy of Queen Jezebel is not to be afraid of your witchy essence, charm, and beauty. Okay? So I feel like Aries, you're coming into your power, and you've always been a powerful soul, but You may have tried to water it down to be palatable. And I feel like that will no longer be. Spirit, can you show me for Aries, please? For Aries, please. You got 2. No exit. Trapped in a situation with no exit or escape. Experiences a perpetual return to the same situations. Trapped in an infinite loop with no escape. Engages in siphon tasks that never end. So I feel like, first off, a lot of people have demonized you and blamed you, right, for your strength. And maybe you may have tried to downplay. I feel like you're stepping into it right now. Unexpected event. Breaking news of unexpected disputes and rising tensions. Engaged in constant battles and facing relentless opposition. See, because maybe in the past you've tried to fight or deny that you're that powerful, right? You're like, I don't know why people always demonize me. And this time it feels like you're like, well, of course, because the king of the jungle, or you know, the lion that claims the hill is always going to be the target. So you're going to stop fucking apologizing for that shit. That's what I feel. Spirit, can you show me for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in North Node, past, present, and future, please? Can you show me, please? Past, present, and future. So for the past, you have the Magician. That is your card, okay? And, you know, you could have been demonized, like I said, okay? Or seen as sneaky for your power. And maybe you kind of absorbed that energy, okay? And then here is your King of Wands, right? Taking action. You didn't let it stop you, but you may have tried to downplay or maybe not understood why that was directed at you. But now you have the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, right? You could have felt like because of the stances that I've taken, I have gotten blown back. That has upended certain advantages or opportunities that I should have had because people don't like me because I'm strong charactered, right? And maybe you've tried to lessen that. It's time to stop apologizing. There you are, King of Wands, taking action. The Magician card for the past for my Aries. Why? 9 of Wands. It has been met with resistance, right? King of Wands, right? Now, Spirit wants you to know the difference between power and bullying, right? 6 of Wands, when you do it correctly, for what is for the highest good for the collective, you will always be seen as the powerful one. King of Pentacles with the King of Wands again. Okay, so now what you need to do is turn it into an asset that makes you money, right? Because it has created enemies. How can it create opportunities? That's what Spirit wants you to know. What is this Knight of Pentacles? Saturn being in your house is going to teach you about restraint and about how to use your fire so that you don't burn yourself down. Okay, there goes the Emperor and the 7 of Wands. Yeah, so it's about control, when to speak softly and walk with a big stick, right? All power is felt, not heard, okay? And so Spirit is telling you that you're going to be using this time to learn how to use your power more effectively so that you can get the outcomes that you want. Taurus, gang, gang, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Let's go. Pull up. Show me, Spirit. What does Taurus need to know right now for their highest good? What does Taurus need to know right now for their highest good? For the North Node in Aquarius, next 18 months. Can you show me, please? Purification, putrefaction, petrification, maybe? Yeah. Let's see. This is number 37. How you view the world is how you view yourself. When the Petrification Oracle card shows up, it's time to face the difficult shadows within you and become conscious to what you are projecting to the world. Psychoanalyst Carl Jung described the shadow as our untamed true nature that we hide from the world to feel safe and accept in our environment. The authentic side of ourselves is hidden by the mask to protect itself when we experience trauma and challenges. This card calls for you to do inner work around how you perpetuate suffering in your own reality. In other words, where you're your own worst enemy. Where are you projecting your own shortcomings, pain, trauma, and angst onto others? Projection occurs when you are triggered and reactive to your outer world. This is because of pain from past traumas and difficulties that are buried beneath the surface. Think of when an objective beautiful person walks into a room and immediately receives jealousy and judgment from those around the room who feel insecure in themselves. An alchemist will use moments like this as an opportunity to cleanse their shadow through releasing others' opinions. Petrification in the fifth phase of alchemy, and one of the most emotionally challenging because it requires an honest look within. Scientifically, petrification is the decomposition of an organic matter. Use your life as a spiritual practice and start to release unconscious patterns. Doing so will create space for new healthy patterns. So it's not that you should prioritize what others think of you more than what you think of yourself, but Spirit wants you to step out as a third party and see what others might be seeing, or how you could be perceived by hidden forces that you haven't been honest with yourself. Now remember, for Taurus rising specifically, but all Tauruses, remember that the 12th house would be Aries right now, and in there you have Saturn and you also have Neptune. So this is showing you where you might have illusions and blockages that are holding you back, hidden enemies, and all of the like. Spirit, can you show me for Taurus, what do they need to know? What is the concentration for the next 18 months, please? Mimic chest. What seems valuable may hide danger, and images in your daily life serve as a reminder to guard against mimic chest. Beware of the too good to be true offers and guard your heart against illusions of wealth, right? So promises, right? Somebody could be promising you something. Spirit wants you to use caution, okay, and discernment in all offers coming to you. Okay, Spirit, can you show me Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node? Show me the past, present, and future for Taurus, please. Past, present, and future for Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Show me. One card. Oh. So you got the Six of Pentacles and the King of Wands, okay? So you could have been fighting too many battles for others, and Spirit wants you to look at why you always choose to fight others' battles, okay? Is it that you feel like you're not worthy unless you're fighting for somebody else's challenge? Spirit, can you show me? Are you trying to prove your worthiness or your necessity, okay? And you got for the present, you got the Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. You're going to have to decide what is within your power right now, and not spread yourself too thin, okay? And then you got the Queen of Cups. Some things are important to you emotionally, and Spirit wants you to see why you're doing all these things. You got the World at the bottom of the deck. So something has to be closed out, and if you are to achieve something that you've been trying to achieve, you're going to have to let something go. Okay, Six of Pentacles. Why is this here for Taurus in the past? With the Four of Wands. Okay, so you've been trying to make peace in your home, or make a peaceful surroundings to keep like happy life, happy wife, happy family, okay? With the King of Wands and the Judgment card, okay? I feel like you have put a lot of the responsibility on your back to try to make something happen, okay? But some things are brought to you by Spirit, and so you're going to have to concentrate on one thing at a time. Ace of Pentacles with the Page of Wands, okay? Not all money is good money, okay? You may be taking on a situation, and at some point you may have to change, like maybe that career or that job is juxtaposed to something else you're doing, okay? And the Two of Pentacles is here, okay? So something that you're doing for somebody else versus something that you've been doing for you, okay? And you got to decide, do you have the balance of that? Can you do both things, or you're going to have to cut something loose, okay? With the Queen of Cups coming out here, and the Chariot, okay? So emotionally, okay, this could be the mother figure, but this could be a journey, okay? Eight of Wands, okay? So you're gonna, it's like Spirit's gonna communicate to you the new direction that you have to go to. Right now with the Seven of Cups, you're trying to figure it out. Can you do it all? 10 of Swords. But to be the Emperor, you're gonna have to make a hard decision, okay? And I feel like Spirit's putting extra responsibilities on you so that you can decide what is going to be the focus, okay? Spirit, can you show me? Thank you. We have something exciting to share with you. You are a manifesting master and you don't even know it. There will always be enough of everything that you need in your life. Money, opportunities, love, kindness. So whatever you're asking guidance about, have faith and be open to the many ways in which you will experience prosperity. Spirit is the source of your supply. The universe is always reflecting back at you what you believe. So whenever you fall into insecurity, you will be shown an illusion as if your fear were real. But the truth is that the abundance is your natural state. If you can imagine something consistently as truth, you can and will create it. You are so on the right path now. Keep believing. Then see what happens. Okay, so that's what I have for my Taurus gang. Gemini, gang. We are finally to the last sign. Gemini, pull up. We shall look at what this Aquarius North Node is going to be bringing with you to you. You also have Uranus sitting in your house. So this will be a cycle of change for you. Spirit, can you show me what is it that Geminis need to know right now? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. For the North Node in Aquarius, next 18 months, what is the importance for them? Adama, Mother Earth. Okay, so let's read that. What number was that? 16. Abundance is on its way, and it's time for you to receive the world. When Andama shows up in an oracle reading, it's a sign from your guidance system and the universe that wishes are well on their way. It will all happen in divine timing, so patience is required. The lesson in this card is to tap into magic that exists in nature and all around you. Living in a modern society has disconnected us from the human birthright as earthly witches and wizards. Take time to commune with stars, walk through the forest, or place your toes in the sand at the beach. Set your intentions or practical and magical ritual outside. Have a trust and faith that your manifestations are in process. The earth wants to give you what is best for you. Adam and Lilith were created from dust from Mother Earth and Adama is the Hebrew word for soil or ground. In alchemy, earth represents reality and structure and is one of the mythical elements needed to create matter in the physical realm. Water, air, and fire all stem from earth as the energetic foundation. Things you can touch, see, or smell with the senses are all of earth. Earth is a metaphor for the people, places, and things that align under the energetic signature. The Earth zodiac signs in astrology are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Each of these signs invoke the different ways the Earth energy moves and manifests in the world. Taurus invokes abundance, wealth, beauty, and fertility that we need to thrive and feel safe in this reality. Virgo is the practical and perfectionism of Earth that gets things done and the hard work requires to make a dream reality. Capricorn is associated with the structure, leadership, and discipline which are needed to create stability. So I feel like something is being built by you, Gemini. We're going to take a look. Spirit, can you show me what is of importance for Gemini for the next 18 months? Can you show me, please? Importance for Gemini, next 18 months. And for those of you that have joined the Lionsgate in the past, the registration is now open. I will make a short just solely about that. Okay, unfair assessments and rarely sees the full picture. Focus on shortcomings and missing out on potential. Evaluation criteria, right? So you're looking at the holes in some kind of thought process. Gemini, you're ruled by Mercury, and so you would see the flaws in the communication that could have been brought to you by the Mercury retrograde that has been in effect right now. Okay, Spirit, can you show me what is it that Gemini needs to know, past, present, and future? Most important messages, please. Ace of Wands. Okay, so you were passionate about something. Can you show me the present? Knight of Pentacles, but now you got to build it. If you build it, they will come. Spirit, can you show me the outcome? You might think that it's harder than you think, Empress. That shit is on its way, okay? So, but you have to get out of your mindset of thinking that you're left out in the cold or you don't have enough, okay? Ace of Wands was the past, okay? This was a passion you had for something. Spirit, can you show me? Why is the Ace of Wands here? Okay, at the bottom of the deck was the Three of Cups. I feel like an event has gone and passed. This could be a graduation. This could be something that completion. Okay, the Five of Wands, it leaves you conflicted because it was like whatever this main event was, this thing, okay, you could have felt like it should have had bigger fanfare, or maybe you had a child or something, and you're like, you know, like it could be postpartum depression, right? It's something that you feel like I should feel better about this, okay? With the Knight of Pentacles, but it's Uranus is in your house right now, trying to get you to recognize what it is needs to be changed, what is no longer. Seven of Pentacles, that you no longer have enough, or there's no more waiting anymore, right? There's something that you need to recognize you've done it already. Nine of Wands, right? But you're resisting seeing something about that, okay? Page of Wands, and it's like you'll let your mind get away from you, and it will stand in your way. You need a new perspective, and that's what this eclipse on August 12th is going to bring you. Okay, Empress. So you have the Magician here, okay? So there's something blocking your manifestation, but very shortly you're going to surpass that. You're becoming your own boss. It has to do with your limiting beliefs, okay? You have to get out of that mindset that you don't have enough. It could be your origin story, but I feel like you are crawling out from under some glass ceiling that maybe you put there yourself and haven't realized that, okay? I feel like this Mercury retrograde is making you see things or what you're capable of doing or something like that. And this is going to allow you to have a new mindset about what all is possible in this new timeline. Spirit, can you show me? Closing message. Thank you. Okay, Gemini. Selfless giving is the elixir so sweet and life-giving and amazing that it should be customary for everyday living. Right now, generosity is being asked of you. Let go of a debt, release an obligation, or do a solid kindness for someone for no other reason than the exercise of the heart. You will be surprised how quickly a generous heart is repaid. We know it is often doesn't happen in the immediate exchange, so temper your expectations. Know that life has an uncanny way of sending miracles seemingly unrelated to your kindness, yet interconnected in magical ways. The more you act from generosity, the bigger your heart grows and the more love and abundance you will experience. You also know that someone could be entering your life with a generous offer for you. Take it and trust you are worthy and deserving of it. You have to receive, not just give, okay? So I feel like there's something that you're holding tight to because you think there won't be enough of. I feel like once you release that thought, you also see an expansion within yourself. This Mercury retrograde is teaching you the limitations of your own mind and how you have stood in your way, okay? I feel like this Uranus in Gemini is going to free you from constructs that are no longer upholding where you're going. Okay, that's what I have for you guys, and I thank you guys for spending all this time with me. I know it took me quite some time. I'm wishing you all light and love and blessings on blessings. Bye, guys.